You have.
No, but it's very it's from what, like you mentioned, from Naskush's Wajadan, so it's exactly.
Yeah.
And the way you explained it was very nice because I never made the connection in the sense of sometimes we know things we don't connect them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But how I think I forgot to connect it to microcosm.
Yeah.
I've always thought about the macrocosmic sense or the external sense
Yeah.
of all the HUDs and everything. But it's very interesting that when you talk about when you receive this miasma, that these things should also occur within yourself. And from what I understood, at least from what you've mentioned now, was that you can almost go through the process of realization from the water, the knowledge, or it's being created within you in stages. So you'll start to accept knowledge, and then the Tanzili knowledge will come into your mind, and then the esoteric part of it will come into your mind, and then or the creation of the. Because I remember also with milk, Master Krishna talks about the kayamul kiyam with the child, right? Because when milk is there, the child has to be there. But again, I never made the connection that, I mean, if that's within you, the milk is there for a purpose. So the child has to come, and that child should also start to grow, right? And then manifest himself into, which relates back to one time we talked about when Imam gives this miasm. It's like Hazrat Maryam being, the spirit being breathed into her and the child being born. You know how Jesus is called the Word. One of his titles in the Quran is the Word, which means your miasm is not just in physical form, but we talked about in the class on Sunday morning, right?
Everything
That it's alive. So that child that comes into you, like you're literally being impregnated, which is why the milk comes. You said if only a mother, when the child comes, then the milk comes, right? So microcosmically,
Yeah.
it's very interesting.
So microcosmic, if we were to see our journey, our own journey, right? That when we wanted to know more about, like we are searchers, right? We wanted to know more about knowledge, and we used to go to Jamaat Khana and ibadat and whatnot. But as soon as we realize that we want intellectually something, we not need knowledge. It is so interesting to see that there are steps, and they are so clear if you study it, right? That we knew only one Imam, one Nur, but then no, there is not. There are more than that, and you come to accept all the Imams because they are manifestation. When you learn about each manifestations actually and know the characteristics, all these things are being made for us, so we can go connect to the single soul again, right? So when we understand all the manifestation we feel more shukraguzar, more in love, more in ishq with Imam. The journey doesn't stop there. If we keep walking in this path of Imam Shanasi, you reach to the river of milk. And there we talk about Qaim Shanasi, because the child is Qaim himself. So the Imam himself actually gives his nur in the form of a baby to us. If we were to continue feed the milk, to that child will grow as a whole, person, a being, personality. And then, of course, he's with you to guide you and to take you further. And this hudud, this had, the universal intellect and universal soul, they are actually spiritual. So it's happening within us. Nobody sees it. It's inside. Now, in our physical life, we are going to Jamaat Khana. We are following Shariat. So the had of Natik and Asas are actually physical. So this is physically happening. That we are going to Jamaat Khana, we are following the Shariat, we are still doing physical deen, and we are struggling to learn what is the spiritual deen, what is the esoteric part of our religion. So we are stuck in here, Ruh and Natika, the role of a Natik. But because we are trying this internal search, what happens, that we get in touch with the river of honey, the Tawil, the Asas. How? Because we start listening physically this sweet, delicious knowledge. It starts healing our Batni Bimari, So we start healing at physical level, and spiritually it's happening with us. So all this, if you were to see, it happens at the same time. As soon as you grow this consciousness, so what happens, at a family level, every family teaches their children. First thing, it's a physical deen. You go to Jamaat Khana. You don't realize it, you keep doing physical deen. But sometimes you are listening to Farman, someone saying something in family, or discussing something, you learn the importance of Isme Azam, a magical word you want to get. Okay, and then you get that, but you still don't know what to do with it. You're still learning. Intellectually, when you start asking questions, you start searching. Imam says that you sit in search. But if you do not ask question other than that hour, then you are sitting in bandagi, repeating that name as a parrot. That does not serve you. That does not serve you. It is the role of a searcher. You become a seeker. The next 23 hours, learn to apply it here that you are searching something, because you don't even know what you are searching. Even if you find it, you would not even recognize it, because you have to have knowledge. So you are getting knowledge. So the river of water flowing into your soul, your intellect is getting stronger. And then in your soul, when you get the knowledge, in soul actually what happens, if you think of mother and child's relation, the bonding, the companionship, or the closeness they have, it's a very it's a level of love which is hard to describe, which is between mother and a child. It's very hard to describe. And amazingly, we all are parents here. Mother would be dry. She will have no milk, and as the child sitting in other room crying, she will start producing milk. It is so amazing. The connection is that strong of ours with the manifestation of Imam as Imam-e-Qaim and our soul. It is so strong. The only thing is that because we have never fed our intellect, the water has not flown to the earth to connect and have some growth there. We never reach here. So we are stuck here. So as soon as we are here, we are trying to get knowledge. It doesn't take long. Yes, what it takes is sincerity. Muttaqun. You're practicing both the ways. If you don't do both, you will not move forward. As soon as you get that intellectually, you come to have milk in your soul. It starts flowing regardless. And if there's a milk, there's a child. And if you keep feeding that milk, you reach further in spirituality. Remember that we started this lecture by saying when the Allah wanted to create this world, and the reason was He wanted to be recognized. If we want to recognize, the one who has recognized himself has recognized the God. So what is happening at macrocosm level is happening at microcosm level too. When we decide to recognize who am I, you get to know who He is, because He is with us all the time. And that's how this concept of monoreality. It is so interesting, because as soon as you come to realize that you are Him, He is you, you get back to Him. Shukran Alhamdulillah, Shukran
So
Alhamdulillah.
Imam Ali has a saying or something, right? One who knows himself knows God.
Man arfa nafsahi faqad arfa rabbihi. The one who knows his own nafs knows the God. Shukran Alhamdulillah, Shukran Alhamdulillah.
सुल्तान हमेशा कभी फरमाया है कि we're giving you इसमें आज़म उसको पाल पोस के बड़ा करो.
Yes.